Hey guys, welcome back to a new vlog. Today is going to be a little bit different from the usual. Today I have found a website, and by found I mean someone recommended it, dick face, and it's a ranking thing, and I thought it'd be fun to rank all Marvel movies how I see them. So it's pretty straightforward. There's a tier list, goes from D, C, B, A, and S. S is top tier movie, and D is the worst tier movie. They should add a category under D saying just don't watch it. But I don't think there's any movies in this list that qualify. But just to start things off, this is what I'm thinking. Feel much better. Yeah, so the Incredible Hulk movie came out before Iron Man, and it quote unquote set the stage because there was a cameo in the after credits of Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man popping in. So technically this is the first film in the franchise, but we don't talk about that. So moving up in the world, I'm playing Spot the Iron Man. I believe this is Iron Man 1, so let's just go ahead and throw that in, the movie that really started it all. I think it was a great starting movie. Obviously, technology-wise, Marvel movies now are much higher budget, but what they had to work with and what they put together in this movie is just phenomenal. This is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I wasn't crazy about that movie. Quite honestly, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 was the worst of the two that came out. I love the first one, don't get me wrong, the first one was great, but yeah, not a fan. Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man movie. I remember really enjoying it. It didn't feel like a Marvel movie. But I think that's what worked out for it so well, so I will toss this up to an A. I think I really love that movie. Avengers Age of Ultron introduced us to some great characters, but the way the whole movie played together just didn't do it for me. I'm throwing that down with Guardians of the Galaxy 2. First Avengers movie, loved it. Loved everything about it. It was just, I think because it was the first one to come out where everyone came together, that just really worked for the movie. Even though there was definitely aspects of it which could have probably been a bit better put together, I guess. Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as Ant-Man, but I can't say it was a bad movie, so I will throw that in roughly around the middle there. Black Panther. I enjoyed Black Panther. I didn't think it was, everyone said like best movie ever. I wouldn't say it was the best movie ever, but it was definitely a really enjoyable movie for me. So that will also go in the A tier. Okay, this is the first Captain America. It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Something was missing and I just don't know what was missing. And because something was missing and I don't know what that was, that's gonna go right here. Civil War, and how Civil War was, we got introduced to Peter Parker for the first time. That was great. Again, same thing. Really great movie. We finally got to see all the Avengers have at it. There were some climactic moments. I'm throwing it down to A because Civil War storyline in the comic books was such a huge event. Like, characters died. There was like way too much conflict, and this just felt like they built up to this conflict point, then there was a small-ish fight, you know, at an airport. It didn't feel like groundbreaking in any ways, so I'm throwing that up there. Captain Marvel. I enjoyed Captain Marvel. It's not one of my favorite Marvel movies to have come out. I just felt like she was shown as not being so strong at the beginning, then all of a sudden overpowered Carol Danvers came out. Just didn't fit well. I feel like they were forcing something there that they shouldn't have, but still it was an enjoyable movie. Thor: The Dark World. For Thor: The Dark World, after the first Thor movie, which was good, it was good. We got introduced to Thor and people enjoyed him, but the flow and the kind of balance between taking it seriously and trying to be funny, like they hadn't figured out the balance there. And then Thor: The Dark World, they were like, we can be funny and try to put in a really dark theme, and then it just didn't work out for them, so throwing it there. Doctor Strange. I loved Doctor Strange. Great movie, in my opinion. I thought it was really good. It's not quite S tier because it didn't leave me, it like doesn't have a memorable scene for me, but it was a solid movie. The story worked well with what they had. Some questionable casting choices, but I'm not gonna talk about that in a rating list. This is Avengers End Game, I believe. Yeah, the purple, I just remember the poster. End Game, enough said. I don't even have to convince you why that's an S tier movie. That was just amazing. Thor Ragnarok. I want to put Thor Ragnarok in the S tier movies, but I can't say that it met the same expectations as the other ones here for me, so I'm going to throw it in the 8. And I think in Thor Ragnarok they picked up on what works really well with the character and the actors that they used. You know, they had a good balance between comedy and storyline. Yeah, but it didn't leave me like super memorable as like the rest on this list, so it's gonna have to go there. Guardians of the Galaxy has to go in B tier for me. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. Great, funny, Groot, amazing, you know? But I think it's just hard to make a really good space-related storyline without having the loopholes that some movies have. And plot holes, sorry, not loopholes. And I think it was good. It was really good. But it's hard. Again, you're working with like 5-6 different characters, and you have to kind of figure a good balance to fit them all together. They did a really good job, but yeah, I can't compare it to the A list, and that's the only reason it's going down to the B list for me. Iron Man 3, not a great movie. Touching ending, how he's like, yeah, I am Iron Man. It's not the suits, and you know, he just kind of left it at that. But the whole movie kind of felt off balance. I don't know. It was nice seeing Tony Stark. I was gonna say Robert Downey Jr. in this. No, Tony Stark in a kind of a more vulnerable position, and then all of a sudden he's like, nope, suits, and then like a million suits come in. I don't know, it just didn't feel right for me. Iron Man 2, just I didn't enjoy that movie. Cool suit up scenes, you know, the box outfit, and there were some good moments in there. Rhodey finally gets the War Machine suit, but just yeah, I feel like they could have gone with much better villains and whatnot. Anyways, Infinity War also up there, obvious reasons. The ending, again, if a movie leaves me with a really memorable moment, I'm all game. I'm all game for it. Far From Home for me, I'm between B and C. I didn't know, and I had really high hopes as they were introducing the villain, you know, Mysterio. I felt like, well, what if this is a parallel universe, and you know, he's a good guy, and like we get to actually enjoy, you know, a good version of Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio. And then the plot twist was all fake, and you know, it was all CGI produced. Just didn't do it for me. So it would have been an A otherwise. But yeah, I didn't like that. I liked the idea of them introducing alternate universes in this movie, and then they just didn't go for it. Like, they could have gone for it. There was scenes where, like, I guess the machines broke character, and I thought maybe that's like a slip in the time stream or something. Yeah, just didn't do it for me. And now, okay, this is going to be my unpopular opinion. I really loved Homecoming. Like, that's going to go up in the S tiers, because that's the kind of Peter Parker that I wanted to see. I love the original movies, don't get me wrong. They're still like the original Spider-Man, right? But the whole thing about Spider-Man is there's Spider-Verse, there's many versions of him, and I think this version for me was just the way I had envisioned Peter Parker. Like, he's a school kid with powers, and that's what they showed here. And I thought my favorite scene in this movie, which was so memorable, is when he's under all the rubble, and this is like straight out of the comics, where he sees his reflection and he's just like, no, I'm Spider-Man, and then he like lifts it up, and I love that part. So yeah, that for me is my unpopular opinion, S tier. Okay, first Thor movie. It was good. I enjoyed it. I thought they did a really good job bringing in like a freaking god character and trying to humanize him. I love the idea of him not having powers. I don't know if that was the best fit for a first movie. Like, if this was Thor 2, that would have been amazing, because you would have seen him in all his like godly glory and kind of, you know, battling not having powers for a change. Still a really great movie. I loved it, but yeah, that's why it's just not quite an A for me. And last, Captain America. Sorry, my camera decided to peace out on me for a second. I think these are taking a lot longer than I expected. Yeah, so Captain America, one of my all-time favorite Marvel movies, but it just doesn't have that memorable moment. That's how I define the S tier. So like going through the list, Iron Man suiting up for the very first time, both him suiting up in his like original Mark 1 and then also when he finally puts together, you know, the proper suit. Avengers Assemble, the ending, obviously, the snap, and that rubble moment for me really did it. But yeah, I don't have that for Captain America. So this was my tier list. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you agree with my listing or if there's anything you would do differently. Now that I'm looking back at the list, there's some things I might alter, but this is like my set in stone for now list of Marvel movies. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you like this idea. I can do more in the future. But for now, I will see you tomorrow.